Hello and welcome back to Blue Tube. And this evening, me and my dad will be talking you through our preview for Bristol Rovers at home this weekend. So, how'd you feel?
All right. Not too bad, so.
Good.
Bit of a sore throat from you.
Nice, good.
But apart from that, looking forward to the game, Saturday, against Bristol Rovers, as you say. Yeah. 3 o'clock kick-off. Should be packed out, hopefully. We've been getting some good crowds, haven't we? So, nice to be back at home again.
I'm gutted.
Why?
So I'm not going to be there.
I know, that's bad planning, isn't it?
No, not really. I'm going into Liverpool to see Ricky Gervais. Shall I just call him? Shall I call Rick and go, mate, listen, I've got a season ticket down the Blues. Do you mind just scooting over a bit? Should have done probably, shouldn't I? Are you going to take him a place?
Don't know. No, don't get... I don't know.
It's one of these, just run away with my season ticket.
Yeah. Someone will take it. Yeah, it's not going to be an empty seat. Someone in the family.
Perk up a little bit. You got Blues on the weekend.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I am. No, it should be good. I mean, we'll get to all the
ins and outs.
Yeah, but one touch just upon we beat Exeter the other day. I thought that was quite convincing with the second team, wasn't it?
Going on a bit of a run again. Dogged performance, I thought.
Yeah, it's another battling one.
Yeah, Yokoyama I thought played well. That set up for Keshi Anderson, who I thought also worked really, really hard. No excuses for the chances that he missed, if I'm totally honest. But you can't really criticise him because he got his goal and he won us the game. I wasn't overly convinced by Peacock Farrell. Although, at the time, I thought that it was a bit too soft, the way that he went over for their goal. But Chris Davies said, it was a definite foul. Now, I haven't been able to see it back, zoomed in and enhanced.
Yeah, that camera angle that we was watching it on was,
it was a bit pants,
3 miles away, wasn't it? It was hopeless.
Yeah, but still, I was...
You want your keeper to be a bit stronger and a bit tougher. If it's a foul, fair play, and he's got the manager's backing, that's good enough for me, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Okay, so on to Bristol. We won't dwell too much because we're getting close to the game now, aren't we? So playing Bristol Rovers, who aren't doing too well. I'll get the stats up that Ben has kindly got ready for me today. Like I say, at 3 o'clock, if I can get my phone working. Bristol Rovers then, looking at my phone, which is really small. Last week they lost 3-0 at home to Leyton Orient, didn't they? Which
they're not doing too well.
They've only won, look at this, in the last 6, they've only won 1. They've lost 2, drawn 3, so it's looking better for us, isn't it?
Well, we're going on...
So we're getting that run together, aren't we? Which is nice.
Yeah, it is.
So quickly go through it. So, I mean, we know our stats. I mean, we just got to get rid of that in the last 6. That the one red dot we've got, and then it'll be a full complement of green dots.
Yeah.
But then, like I say, 3-0 to Leyton Orient last week. It was a draw with Barnsley, funnily enough, the week before that, and then before Barnsley, they lost 2-0 at Blackpool, actually. No, it was at home to Blackpool, so they're not doing too well. Then they got a 1-0 win against Mansfield.
Did you say Barnsley lost against Blackpool then?
No, they got a draw against Barnsley, no goals.
There we go.
Week before that, they lost to Blackpool at home. They beat Mansfield at home. No goals at Crawley. Well, versus Crawley at home again, sorry. And then a 1-1 at Lincoln. So they like a few draws, but apart from that, they're not scoring many goals by the looks of things. They're conceding quite a few. As for the table, obviously we know where Blues are. We're third, with some wiggle room, some games to play. Yeah. 39 points with 17 games played. Bristol Rovers are 18th on 21 points. 18 games played, and I'll put the table up there for you to have a little look at if you want to pause that. Getting on to a bit about them. Their top players, let's have a look at who we've got that you've put, Ben. Highest rated player for Bristol Rovers, Joshua Griffiths. Did you
goalkeeper.
see much about him? Their goalkeeper again. Yeah. You've mentioned the goalkeeper for the other team.
It just turns out to be some of the highest rated players for some of the teams, which...
Is this foot mob?
It is my good old-fashioned, reliable foot mob. But what that tells me, if a goalkeeper's the top rated of a team, is that means that they're quite busy. So in terms of...
Good point.
Yeah, I think they'll be conceding a lot of chances, which we'll get into a little bit later, actually, in the general stats.
Six clean sheets. He's got 7.2 on the scores. In 18 games, he's conceded 26 goals.
Doesn't sound that great though, does it?
No, it doesn't. But that's just puts him at the top of their group, their list of players. Here's one for you, and we talked about this before the game, and I totally messed the name up. Promise I'm a chair. Who, besides clearly being human, relentlessly insisted is a piece of furniture by the sounds of it, doesn't it? Ben's joke. It's not a dad joke, it's a son joke.
It's good, isn't it?
Promise I'm a chair. You sure it's promise?
No, you're not. You're going up front.
I would have said promise Omachiri or something like that.
It probably is what it is. It probably is what it is.
Do you know what? Promise I'm a chair sounds fantastic, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
It's got a cousin, promise I'm a table. That's a dad joke.
Yeah, we should. Let's not take the mick too much because he'll score a trick against us now.
Don't. His son's promise I'm a coaster.
All right, move on.
All right. Interestingly, they've got Scott Sinclair. Do you remember him at the Blues?
Yeah. I found this really fascinating as well. If I didn't do a little bit more digging, I wouldn't have found this. But just to finish on the chair bloke, he's a striker. He's got 2 goals for them and 3 assists so far in the campaign, which when combined, it's the highest of all
you're
their
rating
players.
him a bit then? Is he a bit of a danger?
No, not
potential.
Potential, yeah. But by Bristol Rovers standards, he's the best. Which, I mean, what do you think? 2 goals and 3 assists for a striker isn't that great, is it? Let's be totally honest.
It isn't, but there's room to improve, isn't there? So
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what we've got to be careful
Well,
of.
you watch. I'm telling you now that
Don't.
it's just one of those. Let's not underestimate anyone, no matter what the stats say.
Exactly.
Really, ultimately, it comes down to that 90 minutes on the field, doesn't it? And anything can happen. So let's pay respect to our opponents. But the stats are the stats up until this point.
Yeah. So Scott Sinclair then.
Yeah.
35 now. Do you remember him?
I know it's
We'll
crazy.
put a picture on. I'll find one.
Yeah, it's making me.
Here somewhere.
It's making me feel old though, because no, I remember him.
35. Yeah, remembering the one that used to have like real blonde hair on the top. He looked like an ice cream. We need a flake.
Right, now you got to find a photo of that now.
Oh, get on Canva. So who's he been with? So yeah, he was at Man City, wasn't he, at one time? Yeah, you've put it down here. Previous clubs were Scott Sinclair, Swansea, Blues, Man City, Villa, Celtic, and he was. Do you think he started at Bristol Rovers then as a
he was a youth player. Yeah, so from what I could gather and what I would assume is he was probably a fan of Bristol Rovers and he's going there for his career's twilight, just to see it out really.
Yeah, it's good.
So,
Good stuff. So you've got some general league stats for Bristol Rovers here. The second worst for shots on target, 48. The lowest being 45 by Exeter in League One.
In the league, yeah.
They've put in the most amount of blocks in the whole division at 78. Who counts all these up? What a job that'd be.
That's not. I'm not doing that. I promise.
And they've also made the most clearances, 546.
Yeah. So what can you gather from that? They're very busy in that area of the pitch. Yeah.
Managed just 2 shots on target in their last 443 minutes of football, and that's from Bristol Live. You've put there.
Yeah.
Right. So should we move on to the Blues?
Well, just before we do,
Have you got some more information on them?
it's not that. I just wanted to talk about those general stats for a second.
Okay, go on.
Because what's clear to me from that is these guys are going to be absolutely playing backs to the wall and trying to catch us on the counter-attack. How well that's worked, obviously it doesn't look like it has.
Yeah, exactly.
But that seems to be our Achilles heel,
Would that mean that we go back to our passing, round the box style of play, waiting for the opening, just having a go at them? Or do we still mix it up a bit? We've got that now.
I think we've got to try and mix it up a little bit,
just
to be honest.
as we can. Just try and control the game, don't we, again, as we usually do. Okay, yeah, we can get on to that. All right, then. So next we've got on our little agenda here, Ben, is Blues injured players. Buchanan is back.
And it felt like he didn't miss a day against Exeter, I thought.
I thought he had a great game. First game back, it was like he hadn't been out.
Yeah.
Again, I was wincing with the challenges. I mean, he was going in on some as well,
Absolutely.
wasn't he? So,
and that shows a lot of
see him
character and the sort of player that he is. Yeah, I was really happy to see him back. I
He
thought
got a
played
good
well.
hour.
Yeah.
Good hour, didn't he?
But do you know what's typical? It's like we can't have 2 backs at once, can we? It just can't happen. Alex Cochrane gets injured at one point, and then Buchanan comes back at the next. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
If both of them are fit, a big split appears in the earth. Got to be careful. Don't cross the streams. What's that reference to? Come on.
I don't know. I thought he was just losing it a bit. I
Ghostbusters?
kind of just think past.
Ghostbusters. Never mind. Okay.
Oh, come on. I'm not that old. I know Ghostbusters. I ain't committed it to memory. Anyway, onto the Blues. Hansen's back.
Yeah.
Got
Hansen,
Davies quote.
Davies quoted here. Emil's in training with the team and has been for a week or so. He's back fit and pretty much available. Because I haven't got, with work, and I haven't got to watch any of the Davies stuff today. So, yeah, is that from today?
And Williamson should be back as well, shouldn't
Well,
he?
that was only a virus from what I've heard.
That I know, yeah. That's what I mean. And Dyke's
like what
obviously
we've
on the
got.
bench.
We still had to go to work, haven't we?
Well, I'll behave. But yeah, no, it'd be good to have him back in the ranks, obviously.
Yeah,
I think we missed him, you know.
What, Williamson?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but do you know what? We do all right. We do okay.
Yeah, true. I mean,
It's
against
like,
Blackpool,
he's a
Leicester.
luxury, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a luxury player, that can get stuck in as well.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Do you know what I'm really worried about with missing this game? Because I've been in Liverpool. I don't want to jinx it, but I think if we can find the net in this game, remember, it's at home as well, I think these could be in for a pasting, you know. We'll get on to our predictions, but...
Someone's in for a good time.
Good idea, yeah. It's about time, isn't it? Anyway, let's carry on with the injuries. So we have also got Alex Cochrane.
Yeah, Cochrane out with that foot. Now, I thought that was that should have been that guy's yellow card. I can't remember who it was last week.
Philip.
Got sent.
Was it
Phillips?
Phillips?
Yes, it
Yes,
was,
it
wasn't
was,
it? I'm
yeah.
sure it was. Apparently put a hole in his boot, cut his foot, a nasty cut.
Had to have stitches.
Yeah, so...
We've got Davis saying about it here. He's got a nasty gash on his foot and he had to go to the hospital to get it dealt with. He's not going to be too long, we hope, but we'll have to see how it settles down. So not as bad as what I first feared, and probably a lot of Blues fans first feared as well when we saw the stretcher out, thinking it was a break, an ankle break. That's what I was thinking it was. So yeah, it's just an injury that needs to be stitched up, isn't it?
Yeah, so at least it's not going to be months out. It should be a couple of weeks.
Well, you'd hope so.
Yeah. And what you put here is that nasty gash thing is straight from the horse's mouth, as you say, from today. That wasn't it? And you got a little bit here on Scott Wright as well.
Yeah.
Unspecified what the injury is, but you've put that he suffered it in training on the eve of Blues trip to Lincoln, and 6 games missed so far. Scottish Winger's impact off the bench has been missed. It really has, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
more than we'd realised.
he's been more important in certain games than we think, hasn't he? I mean, he was fantastic at Shrewsbury.
Well,
I scored that winner earlier on in the
against
season.
Wigan. Yeah. Well, a frustrating thing is when you get players from other clubs and you hear their feedback on that player. Would like to say that it doesn't, but it really does affect your first impressions of the player. And Rangers fans didn't have one decent word to say about Scott Wright, and they've been completely wrong in my opinion anyway. And that Rangers fan that I spoke to down the Blues a couple of weeks ago now.
No, I remember that.
Can't remember what he had. Absolutely nothing but good things to say about Scott Wright. I just could not understand the slander at all. But he also did mention to me that you got to take it with a grain of salt with the Rangers fans, because their expectations are obviously much
on
more
a high
heightened.
plane,
Yeah.
And what Davies said about that was that Wright and Alphonse are a week or two behind Hansen, but they're getting there. And he said, touch wood, as we approach Christmas, we'll have them back for the Christmas period, which is when we're going to need
that's
that
exactly what we need. Yeah.
Lovely. So, and you've mentioned Alphonse Samstead here with his ankle injury as well when he limped off. 15 minutes remaining of Iceland's defeat.
Against Wales.
I like him, I do. I think he could be good. I mean, he's only on loan, isn't he? I mean,
Reminds me
he's
of
someone that I think could be a good signing.
Yeah, he gives me the same sort of... I have the same feeling towards him that I do Ben Davies, in that I think he's very composed and calm on the ball. That's the impression that I've got from him. He doesn't ever seem like he's under any sort of pressure, and he's able to hold his own quite well. Decent player.
Good vision. Yeah, good. So, head-to-head with Bristol Rovers through the years then. So, I'm just quickly counting these up because we haven't got a total. 21 games. That doesn't sound enough, does it? I say it every time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah.
But he's saying, on your stats, this foot mob again. Games won.
Different website.
Oh,
11v11 this one.
Oh, okay. Games won for Blues, 10. Games drawn, 9. And they've only won 2.
Balance.
No, we'll go without the balance this time. We're going to keep that going.
Well, this is where you eat your words now.
Yeah.
Let's touch wood on that.
And the last time we played against them was in the League Cup, and we lost 2-1. No, we didn't. We won it 2-1, didn't we? 11th of August, 2015. When? 2015. Trying to think where would I have been down there. Should have been down there for that one. That was away. No, I wouldn't have been
Have you noticed? Remember what you said last time? Well, you wanted me to include scorers.
Yes, Jax Magoma and Andrew Shinney.
Yeah, winding back the clock a little bit.
Nice little era. I've fond memories of. A lot of people slated Magoma, but I thought he was a really tricky little player at times. He just got a little bit. He just
Caught
turned
under
up
his
a little
feet
bit,
quite a lot, and he was
a little bit.
Could be a one-trick pony sometimes. But when he was
Didn't know
on
when
his
to stop.
game, it was brilliant, and he knew how to score a decent goal. Only ever scored decent goals from memory, actually, Jack Magoma. But
All or nothing, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was that sort of player.
And do you know what? I think it was Duke and a few of the other players that definitely Duke had mentioned
Speak highly
that
of him.
he's one that he'd put in his team. Yeah, like all-star 11 for Blues, which is high praise, isn't it? I remember seeing that on YouTube at some point recently. And then you've mentioned again here, played for both clubs, Bristol Rovers and Blues, Scott Sinclair, who we've mentioned, and Will Packwood.
Yeah, American.
I don't remember Will Packwood.
I don't think he played for us much. And I actually remembered just from seeing his name, don't ask me how. He was an American chap, centre-back, real bushy hair. I don't know why I remember him. Wasn't really a standout player at all. Let us know if you remember that player, though, Blues fans.
Will Packwood.
Don't know why he
Blues
stuck out
claim
in
to
the memory.
fame, and what's he doing now? Does anyone? Have you looked?
No, I just found the players for both clubs.
Right, and we'll go on to some interesting facts about. Is this just Bristol per se, or Bristol Rovers
this is
Football
Bristol
Club?
Rovers.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the club. Now, here you go. Let's have a look. The club's name has changed several times in their history, starting as the Black Arabs FC in 1883, then Eastville Rovers in 1884. That didn't last long, did it? Bristol Eastville Rovers in 1897, and then finally Bristol Rovers in 1898. Nice. Their nickname, the club's official nickname, the Pirates, but the local nickname is the Gas.
Yeah, I know. It's an interesting one, isn't it?
The Gas, up the gas. Yeah, it's always going up, isn't it? That's the problem. League placing, the club's highest league placing was in 1955, 56 and 58, 59 when they finished in 6th place in the second tier of league football, so the old second division.
Ooh. No, I'm joking.
You're going to get people reacting again.
No, you are pants.
FA Cup record, the club has reached the quarter-final of the FA Cup 3 times, 1950, 51, 57, 58 and 2007, 2008. Oh my God.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, blimey, erase that from my memory. Football League trophy record, the club Bristol Rovers reached the final of the Football League trophy twice in 1989-90, 2006-2007, but finished runners-up on both occasions.
That 2006 to 2008 period seemed to be quite a good time for
2006-2007, yeah, it was actually.
Well, no, and 2008, if you look at the FA Cup.
Oh, the first one, yeah, they had a little bit of a good spell there, didn't they? Yeah. Record attendance, their best attendance was 38,472 for a match against Preston North End in the FA Cup in 1960.
By the way, with this, definitely should have prefaced this before we've gone through it. I didn't necessarily think that we would need to put them all in there. The only reason why I've listed all of these is because not one single fact is that interesting, is it? So I just thought I'd put them all
Depends
in there.
how you put it across.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but you know.
We'll see. I'll have a play. You just want me to have a hard time editing this one. First one editing this, so like it'll look terrible.
That's not an
Flipping all
excuse.
over the place. I'll be upside down and hanging off the rafters. Again. The club's record transfer. Yeah, this will be interesting. The club's, Bristol Rovers, record transfer fee paid. Wow, look at 370 million. Hang on, 370,000 pounds for Andy Tilson from QPR.
Not Andy Tilson.
In 1992. Yeah, Andy Tilson. Do you remember him?
No?
No, mate. Wasn't he in Coronation Street?
Just go to the last one.
Gail Tilson. I don't watch Coronation Street, but I do remember Gail, sorry. Record transfer fee received. Bristol Rovers' record transfer fee was 2 million for Barry Hales from Fulham in 98. Yeah, I do remember Barry Hales. Fair play. Excellent. So we'll wake Ben up. I'll just smack him around the head with my phone.
Right. Okay. Is that the end of the Bristol Rovers one then?
That's it then. Yes. So
onto the Blues
you've
now.
missed the Ricky Gervais concert. You've been asleep that long.
Oh, right.
So you might as well come to the game now.
Sound. Yeah, onto the Blues then. I think the only things that we really need to cover when we talk about the Blues, I mean, we've already done the injured players anyway.
We need to cover everything about the Blues because that's what we want.
Well, what we do is usually line up and how we're going to...
Let's do line up.
Yeah?
Yeah. Back to as it was. Still 3 at the back.
Has to be. Yeah. I mean, Allsop in goal. Not to just like...
No, Allsop's back in goal.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I know that.
Go on,
but
you do your line-up and I'll see if there's anything different.
I was going to just say on Peacock Farrell because of his performance against Exeter in the Cup. You know, I just don't... I don't think that there was anything outstanding in his performance where I would say, okay, that was really poor. But I didn't feel secure with him in goal, is what I would say. And that is letting go the corner where he got pushed into the net. That's a lot of the thing with
players, in general, isn't it?
Well, goalkeepers are looked at more...
the spectator sees that player sometimes, isn't it? It's like a classic example. You speak to like my brother Russ, thought Jack Magoma was a waste of space. And then like you've got, I thought he was a half decent player, and then you've got like Lucas Djukovic, who thinks he was a superb winger. Because you know, it's how you see that player.
Yeah, true.
Duke is probably right. It's not going to be far wrong, is it? But it is. It's about perception, isn't it? But in all fairness, the better keeper has proven just lately to be Allsop, hasn't it? I just always go with
one thing that I thought you was going to say this, but one thing you can get wrapped up in as well is, you know, for a lot of fans, there needs to they feel like they need to have a scapegoat. With things, and
it's
I think
just a natural thing, isn't it? Especially if things go wrong,
you want something to concentrate that aggression on. So that's what I'm trying to avoid here with Peacock Farrell. Don't think he's a bad keeper.
We mentioned this earlier in the season. Unfortunately, it's a goalkeeper's thing, isn't it? If you make a mistake, the chances are there's a goal against. And we've had a couple with Peacock Farrell, but he's a good keeper. End of. He'll have his chance again, and he will do well again, and he'll be a bit of a hero at some point again in the future. I'm sure of that. Yeah. Like Allsop has been.
Yeah, well said.
There was a cracking clearance off the line actually with him, wasn't there? To be fair, to put credit where it's due against Exeter the other night, was, where he's gone across. It looks like a dead cert for goal. Two clearances, and one of them he got across and cleared it.
Yeah,
so
you are right. Give credit where it's due.
His reactions, where it's due.
Yeah.
So let's move on.
Yeah.
So goalkeeper sorted. Back three.
It's going to be Bielik, Clara and Ben Davis as well, in order, from right to left. It seems to be working fairly well for us, considering, haven't had the most amount of time, really, I suppose, to adapt to that different style of formation. But I think it needed to change, didn't it, considering how we was losing games.
It's going to get more solid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get more solid.
I think we're just going to struggle now with the wing-back positions.
Well, we've got Buchanan, I'm pretty sure, as long as he's still fit, he'll come in at left wing back.
Yeah, but...
He'll have an hour, I'm sure of an hour.
I don't know, I don't know about putting him in for the off.
What alternatives?
Yeah, this is it. What alternatives do we really have? Who can we really put in there? I know that Emil Hansen's back, but is he going to be on there?
No disrespect to them, but it's Bristol Rovers, at home. I'd start with Buchanan. That's his position at the end of the day.
I would potentially look at the likes of, and this might be mad, I might put Yokoyama in there, or even Emil Hansen if he's available. Do you know why? I think that you want to, they say that attack is the best form of defence. Buchanan's quite a defensive player, and that's one of the things that I'd most certainly noticed in his game when comparing him up to Cochrane. When Buchanan played against Exeter the other day, is he hung back quite more often than not, as opposed to getting forward. You might disagree with me on that, Blues fans. It's just how I saw the game. And I think that against Bristol Rovers, you really want to go at them and punish them and make them pay. And with that in mind, I think that you want someone who's going to drive at them a little bit more. And you're going to get that with Yokoyama. And you've got to bear in mind as well, look at the stats. They've barely got a shot on target in the last nearly 500 minutes of football. They've only managed 2. They're not going to get many chances, are they? And in a fierce, packed out St Andrews crowd, they're going to be under the cosh. Let's go at them. Let's take them whilst they're vulnerable, and I think we drive at them.
I get your point, but the game the other night against Exeter, still, I'd say Exeter were on par with Bristol Rovers. That was away from home. He had a good hour, but let's not dwell too much on it. There's options there.
No, it's good that we disagree.
There's good options.
Yeah. No, it's good.
What do you guys think? Let us know, and we'll always get back to you as we do.
I think the 2 centre midfielders.
What about the right side? So you going with Laird or Taylor and Hickman? What would you do there?
Oh, yeah.
Taylor and Hickman, he's getting a lot of notice at the moment, isn't he?
I've said before, I think
Laird's still solid, I know he's so energetic and he's such a team man, isn't he? Team player.
It's a wonderful problem.
What would you go with on there then? While Ben
I-
thinks about
I'm-
it, I'll probably see your comments before Ben answers.
Behave. I'm going to go with the same line of thinking as I've gone with on one side, and I'm going to say that we're going to go for Laird over Taylor Gardner-Hickman.
I think he likes Laird.
It's just
Laird's his
more,
number one, isn't he?
more
in that
attacking, but he's
position?
still got those defensive duties.
Good.
I mean, then again, no, if I am going to go for the same line of thinking, surely I'll go for Keshi Anderson, because he does track back. He's a player that gets stuck in, and he's not lazy like Sariki Dembele was. And he's a player who knows how to find the net as well. No, scratch that.
Okay.
I'll put Keshi Anderson there. I'll really go for it in attacking this game and see if we can give them a good pasting, because I think we've got an opportunity here. The two centre midfielders, I still think that Leonard's got more than a right to say that he's got a place in this side. I think he's an absolutely cracking player. It is just unfortunate and wonderful for us to say that we have got two absolutely outstanding midfielders and a wonderful pairing with Pekin and Awata. So it sucks for him at present, but you cannot deny their synergy and their quality at the minute. So
I would bring him on a little bit more at the moment, just in readiness for like this crunch period that we got around Christmas. So I would give him a few more minutes and rest one of the others.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is interesting that you say that, because I think
alternate it up until when it comes to Christmas as well. I mean, it's right on us.
I know, yeah. If we were ever to say though that Awata had a poor performance, it would be that Exeter game that's just gone for me. And Leonard came on and changed the game, from what I could tell.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He couldn't get started, could
No,
he?
he couldn't get to grips with the game. Yeah.
He's only human at the end of the day, and I tell you what.
Yeah, he's going to have one or two
he's
bad
not a robot,
performances.
but there is going to be that. I mean, I actually, when I was watching, I was thinking, I wonder if he's going down with this bloody virus, because usually a couple of players go off with viruses. You watch the whole squad drop off, don't you?
Yeah.
I wondered if he was a bit pasty from that. Let's see. Hopefully nothing too nasty, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Carry on then. So we got the
We've got three left.
Yeah.
So we can't,
If we get it right now, we're not playing 12 like I thought we were.
No, it still just takes you a moment to go, hang on a minute. Oh,
Yeah.
I think that I'd go for... I wouldn't have two up front. I'd still stick Alfie Man is lonesome up front, and I'd probably play Jay Stansfield, left attacking midfielder, and Williamson, right attacking midfielder. Not that... No, because it's not a right midfield position or a right wing.
I know.
You've still got place to roam.
This goes against everything we've been saying about Williamson, doesn't it? He's
I don't think
10,
so.
isn't he?
Yeah, but
I know.
I think that you've got... yeah, you are right, to be honest. It does a little bit, yeah.
It's really tricky, isn't it, at the moment, with what we got and what
I don't know if it
suits
quite...
our
I
players.
don't know if it does, no. In fact, I disagree with you. I don't think that those should be the solid positions. I think that perhaps they should be able to interchange and just
He does
given
naturally, if
the
he goes
free
anywhere
roam.
from his middle of the park role, he does tend to filter right a little bit, doesn't he? But
Yeah, this is it. I
that is
don't
part
think he
of his
should
game,
be...
But for me, he should be down there. He gets himself in such good positions for scoring as well. I mean, he's had some cracking headers recently. He scored a few goals from central positions.
In fact,
he's set some cracking
you know
goals
what?
up as well.
No, I am going to trip myself up here. Scratch that. It's your editing skills here. No, I think I will. Yeah, it's going to have to be Williamson in the number 10 position, and then just Stansfield and May up front with each other, I think. Because now that we don't have the opportunity to put the two on the flanks, one in midfield and then one up top, I think that this is the best that it can be. And still, we can't really make any
You are
too
going
many
with
complaints.
Yokohama will still never get that right.
Yes. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Because the balls he gets into the box are just sublime, aren't they?
Yeah.
And the way he tricks those players. Okay, excellent. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. I wouldn't totally agree because it's so interchangeable. So it's a good. I think whoever we put in the most, just a good lineup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just exciting to see, which is nice. Just want to see some goals.
Yeah, and I think that you'll get that against Bristol, and unfortunately I won't be there. But lastly, I think, before we close off, predictions.
You can go first this time. Predictions and scorers.
4-0.
Ooh. We usually get good. You didn't make the Wrexham game, did you? You was away for that one.
No. Oh, yeah.
That was
So it's going to be an absolute
stonking
banger,
game.
isn't it?
That was.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah, I
did
was
we
in
take
Spain.
instead? Your cousin Jordan. We'll
Oh, that's not
have to
too
get in
bad.
there because he's a bit of a good omen for us, isn't he?
Yeah. In fact, you could ask him.
I'd have to get Beckham down there as well, because obviously we score goals.
Here's your mate. Just give him a text. Yeah, 4-0. I think that I can see Alfie May getting one. Stano at the double. And do you know what? Yokoyama. Fancy it.
Yes, I like that.
Because Chris Davis watches this and he's like, oh my God, Ben, you speak so much sense. I'm going to line up the way that you say from now on. And obviously that means that we'll score a load of goals because I'm a tactician and a genius.
I like your positivity. 3-0. We're going 3-0 for me. I will say Willemsen, because he'll want to get back onto it. Alfie May and Stansfield.
Okay. All right.
All the proper scorers.
Nice. Okay. Is there
Then
anything
you've got
else?
Keisha that can score as well, I guess. So it might be 4-0. 3-0.
Or Pake that can score just in the wrong net.
Yeah, 5-0. Anyone else?
Right, I think that.
I think defenders are due a goal as well. 6-0.
Right, okay, we'll stop.
I think we'll stop there
because I'm getting cold.
We haven't considered what it could actually be.
I was going to say, yeah. And we made that mistake with Shrewsbury.
We keep
didn't
doing
we?
it. We
Made
keep
that
doing
mistake
it.
with Shrewsbury.
We
Thought,
did.
oh, we'll do it. Yeah.
Step up final.
Absolutely, yeah. Anyway, I think that draws us to a close. Thank you as always for watching Blue Noses, and we do apologise on not getting an Exeter video out. I was fallen ill at the time. We've had a little bit of palaver at the moment, so it just made us unavailable for that one. So. Do hope that that's okay with you and you accept our apologies on that one for missing out. But alas, the games don't stop. On Saturday, we hope to see you there. In the meantime, though, take care of yourselves, Blue Noses. And until next time, see you later.